Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome to my channel. And I hope that whatever words you hear me say today, that keep you coming back for more. And I pray that everyone is having a blessed day, just a wonderful, wonderful day. And I know some kids probably, I know some kids started back to school, and I don't have any children myself, but I hope that everyone is having, have a great, great school year, this year, and pray that everything's just better than what it was last year. If you would not have a good day or good school year from last year, I pray that this school year is much better. And today, what I'm going to be talking about it's like a story time, but also just what I've been dealing with over the years. If you see the title, is how to get over disappointment. And my disappointment is not being a mother. And that's why I brought up with the kids and made me think about that, me not being a mother. And I actually got pregnant 15, I say probably about 15 years ago. 15 years ago, I was pregnant. But, I didn't know I was pregnant until I think I was probably about 2 months when I actually found out I was pregnant. And during that time, I was not even thinking about having kids at the time. It didn't even cross my mind. Even though years before then, I always pictured myself being a mother. That's all I pictured. I didn't even, how some women think about the wedding day and all that, the wedding dress. No. I was that one that thought about being pregnant, being a mother. I remember just walking past, and I was young, like a teenager. I was a teenager. And just walking past the mirror, just picturing myself rubbing my belly, having the big belly, and everything. I picture that as a young age. As a teenager, for some reason, it's always been in me to be a mother. And I've always, helped take care of kids, either babysitting or working at daycares. For years, I worked at daycares for years. So I've always, been around children. I'm the youngest of four, but I have my nieces and nephews, my great nieces and nephews, that I help, I help with, and or I babysit, when like my auntie, she was a she took in foster kids, so I would, help with them sometime and babysit them sometimes, and I've always just been around children, always loved children, always. So as growing up, I wanted kids. Then it got to the point where, I would see how some of these kids were, and I'm like, ooh, do I really want kids? Will my kid act like that? And so this is where I'm like, oh, did I curse myself? Because it got to the point where I prayed like, ooh, Lord, please don't let me have kids. And I'm like, so as time went on, years passed by, and I got pregnant. I was 36 years old when I got pregnant. That was the first time I've been pregnant, 36. And I used to joke around my mom because my mama had me at 36. And I used to joke around, saying, Mama, what if I got pregnant at 36? That actually happened. That's the point. It actually happened. So once I found out I was pregnant, 2 weeks after finding out I was pregnant, I had a miscarriage. And that was so painful. That was so disappointing. Like, oh my goodness. I didn't know how much I really, really wanted kids at that time. Like I said, I wasn't tripping off of having kids then. It didn't cross my mind. I didn't think about it. But once I got pregnant, oh my goodness, I was so happy. Everybody was so happy for me. And 2 weeks later, and during this time, I was During this time, I was working 2 jobs. I was working at daycare, and I also was working another job where I was on my feet. Didn't know I was pregnant. And one day, I started spotting, and I kept spotting, it never stopped. And it's weird because I wasn't spotting at first until I went to the doctor, and they did, how they do the vaginal, when you're early in your pregnancy, they do the vaginal, where they check, do the camera and everything, scope, whatever they do. And it seemed like after that happened, that's when I started spotting, and it never stopped. I'm like, and I found out the day before Valentine's Day. It was February 13th when I found out I was pregnant. 2 weeks later, that's when I lost the baby. It was like wow. It was so, mm, it was so painful, so painful. And during the time, every time I would see a baby, I would get sad. Working in daycare, and oh my goodness, I love those babies. Like I worked at 2 different daycares for like years, 2 separate daycares, and oh my goodness, the love I had for those kids and love the kids had for me, it was like I felt like I was meant to be a mother. And so it was just disappointing when I lost that child, and so years went past, try to get pregnant again, nothing happened. And I'm like, okay, well maybe when I get married it'll happen. Got married, and it's crazy because it was at this point sometimes I would think I was pregnant. Took tests, nope. So that was disappointment. Time go on, think I'm pregnant again, take a test, no. And I'm getting older, but still wanting a child. It's still, like every Mother's Day, I think about the child I lost, wondering, what that child was, know if it was a girl or boy, you know, like just different things about the child, and just never got pregnant again. And I just had to, how I dealt with it, disappointment is just eventually just looking at it as, what, God knows what's best for me. Because, we always trying to make plans. We think we know what we want, and it probably don't be the right thing for us. And that's how, I had to realize, God know exactly what I need. He know our situations, even we don't know our situations, he know our situations. And, and this just got to the point where, I'm like, what, God, I just start praying, God, just help me with this, help me. Because like I said, through the years, I was getting disappointed. Every time I took that pregnancy test and it was like negative, I just got disappointed. Sometimes I cried, and like I said, I just asked God to just help me and just heal, just heal my heart. Through the years, I just asked him to heal my heart, and just help me to understand why I don't have a child, And my mother passed away probably about, when she passed away. It was what, 2014? It was 2014. And I have an older brother that's I guess he's autistic. And I've always been that overprotective little sister, over him. I've always been like that. Ever since I was younger, I was an overprotective sister over him. So when my mom passed, I'm taking care of him now. He's older. Like I said, he's older, but I'll take care of him. And one day God just spoke to me, and he just told me that love that you said you had for your own child, you have that for your brother. And when he spoke that to me, I'm like, wow, wow. Because God knew that I was going to know I love my brother, you know. Like I said, I'm overprotective over him. I really am overprotective over him. And I know it's how I would have been for my child. But since I don't have my own child, I have that love for my brother even more, you know. And what really, really hurts me the most when I see parents that treat their kids so wrong and those that, oh my goodness, those that really, really breaks my heart when I hear that a parent, oh my God, I don't even want to say the word. I don't even want to say the word, but y'all know. And it hurts me so much. It hurts me so much because I love kids so much, you know. I really do. I love kids, you know, and I just hate to know that a child was hurt, especially by their own parent. Knowing that I don't have kids and I always wanted kids, it hurts me so much, you know. And I always just pray for children, you know, like, you know, then all the bullying that we got going on with kids, and it's just sad to, you know, just to have a child hurting, you know, and especially when I heard that a child hurt themselves because of some craziness that was going on in their life, you know, and maybe with other kids or maybe with an adult, you know, whatever. It just breaks my heart. That's just how much I love children, you know, and I hate to see them hurting. I really do. And like I said, when I worked at the daycares, oh my goodness, I had so many babies. I had so many babies at the daycares. Like, I really did. They were so precious, you know, and some of them had physical things wrong with them, you know. Some of them, you know, you just didn't know what, some of them, you know, you knew what was wrong with them, you know. Some was physical, some probably was like a mental thing with them, you know, but those were the kids that I was drawn to. I was drawn to those kids. And you know, they say kids feel love. They can feel it when somebody loves them. Those kids, they would want to be around me. They would cry if they couldn't be around me. And oh my goodness, I just fell in love with them. I really did. And that's it. That's, you know, that's how I get over the disappointment of not being a mother. You know, I look at what God put in my life. You know, I might not be a mother biological, you know, I'm not a biological mother, you know, but I still have that love for other children. I still have that love for, you know, my family, you know, children that, you know, I help with my family, the children that, you know, my niece and nephew, great niece and nephews, you know, I always had that love for them, for my brother, you know, that he can't really, you know, he can do some things for himself, but mentally, you know, there's a lot of things he really can't do for himself. And I'm that one that, you know, that does it, you know. And I actually, you know, thank God that he allowed me to be there for my brother. You know, he allowed it. And I just thank God, you know, for him, you know, and I just know that God had, you know, he had that in place. He had it in place, you know, and he knew what, you know, God knows what the future's gonna, you know, what's gonna happen. He put things in place, you know, even when we don't know. He know already. So if you're going through a disappointment, you know, just, you know, put it in God's hand. And that's all I can say. Just put it in God's hand and just see, you know, oh excuse me. Just see where God put you in place of something else. Maybe you didn't get that certain thing, but he probably put you in place of something else that he had for you. So just try not to be too disappointed, you know, in something that didn't go your way, you know. Still, you know, keep pushing, you know, just keep going. And you'll see something else come your way and you'll be like, wow, that didn't happen, but ooh, this happened this way. Oh wow, maybe if that happened, maybe I wouldn't even did this. You just don't know, you know. You really don't know. So that's what I have for you today. Just have a great, great, great day. And I have other videos on my channel, and just check those. Just check those. I have like other testimonies, and that I've, like going through depression and everything. I have a video on that. You know, just check out other videos that I have. And all right, I'll see you next week for the next video.